Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 11. It's 11. And we have our very first guest of the year.
You know, Tracy, you are the best guest we've had this year yet.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Makes him feel really good. The year's like 6 hours old, and he's the best guest. Mr. Tracy Congdon, Senior Account Executive for North American Bank Card.
Welcome, buddy.
I'm sure those puppies got used up over the holiday season.
Oh, I bet they did, without a doubt. Wore out some stripes.
Yeah, wore out some stripes. Well, thank you for being here. And you are been in the military?
Yeah, I did 11 years total. I was on active duty right out of high school. So, active Army for about 4 years.
You weren't in trouble with the law or anything, were you?
Well, that's for another show.
Okay.
No, I wasn't. It was looking as a good option for college, to pay for college.
Okay, and that worked for you then, right?
It did.
Good. You lived or you grew up Schwartz Creek is what I read.
Yep, just outside of Flint, Schwartz Creek.
That is one little beautiful community up there. It's I don't know if you've ever been up there, Al. It's beautiful up there.
I have, Jerry. Thanks.
Small town. Yeah, it's like I remember when I first heard about Schwartz Creek, I'm going, where is that? And now you're calling home where?
Belleville. I live just outside of Ann Arbor, kind of sandwiched between Ann Arbor and Romulus, which is where Detroit Metro Airport really is.
Okay.
I always like being over there because you can never really get lost. Just look for the planes and you know you're somewhere near home, right?
Right.
Yeah, I just want it falling on me. Well, you do. And how long have you been involved in the credit card processing business?
It's just been about 8 years now total.
Okay, and you said you did some college and the service helped you do college?
Yes, I should be a doctor for as long as I've been going to college.
Well, well, we'll have to call you Dr. Congdon. What did you take in college?
You know, it started out with, I was looking at criminal justice.
Okay.
And as I did more homework on the actual job, I decided I'd probably better choose a different path. It didn't sound like it would be something I wanted to pursue, so I switched over to business.
Okay.
And then business marketing.
And Eastern, is that correct?
I actually went to Cleary University for my associates and then over to Eastern to pursue the bachelor's.
Okay. Great.
Well, I love starting off the new year with a veteran. So we are so honored to have you in here today, and we really our hats off to you, bud.
Oh, thank you very much. I truly appreciate that.
We appreciate your service to the country. So, tell us a little bit about the company that you're working for.
Well, it's Troy, Michigan-based North American Bank Card, or NAB for short, and they have an A+ rating, and they're an accredited business with the Better Business Bureau. I have my own personal office in Livonia. It's at 36927 Schoolcraft.
So is this a place that they can actually come and meet with you?
Absolutely.
I say that again?
36927 Schoolcraft
All right,
in Livonia.
What's the cross streets there?
It's exactly between Newburgh and Levan.
Okay, so I wouldn't know where any of those are, so I'm an East Sider, but...
Thank God for GPS, Jerry.
Yeah, thank goodness for GPS. Okay, so NAB, and it's called North American Bank Card. What do you do there?
Well, you know, I set up I go usually speak to a lot of new business owners and evaluate whether or not even accepting credit cards would be something that'd be beneficial for them. That's a small part of the business, but I go and speak with existing business owners that are already accepting credit cards. And I usually start out by doing a no-obligation analysis just to make sure they're not being charged way too much for credit card processing.
Are there a lot of different charges? They range a lot?
There is 175, the last time I counted, different charges that there could be.
Wow.
My.
Jeez. So how would a business owner go about getting an analysis done for their current credit card processing service?
The best way I can give you the most accurate comparison is to get 3 months of the current credit card processing statements faxed over to me.
Okay.
And then what I do is I put them together in a nice little beautiful, easy-to-read analysis that'll show you where most of your processing is falling, whether it's a qualified rate, a mid-qualified rate, or a non-qualified rate. And that can get kind of confusing. That's why I put it together in a nice little easy-to-read analysis.
All right, well, you're talking about faxing. So if you're a merchant out there, you might want to write this number down. How can they fax that to you?
They would send it to me at 313-450-1073. You know, if they prefer to scan it and email it, if that's easier, I created a nice, easy email address at Google, and it's nab9006@gmail.com.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So these comparisons that you do, what do they show?
Again, like I was mentioning, it shows where most of your transactions fall, whether they're qualified, mid-qualified, non-qualified. And this is where it can get really kind of confusing there because you would think that you might have a nice, really low rate of, let's say, 1.39%, but that's for your qualified rates. And if somebody's using a business card or a card with miles or points, then it's automatically going to drop down to mid-qualified. So rather than focus on what your qualified rate is, you want to make sure that your mid-qualified is a better rate that's going to better serve your business.
I'll be taking notes here, buddy. We're going to be learning a lot. What do you got? So this, any negatives going on here? What do we got going on? Seems we're getting rid of all negatives. We're going to work on positives. What is it that you can help people with?
Well, I have a huge obstacle in my profession. That's the masses of poorly trained and sometimes unethical merchant-level salespeople that just go out there and they preach just what I just said, the 1.39%, knowing that it's almost never going to process at that rate. So they're walking around Main Street all day, every day, stopping into every business. So by the time somebody comes in that generally cares, that wants to talk to them and try to help them out, they're shooing you out of the door before you get a chance to finish your name. So that's been the largest obstacle for me to overcome.
All right, so you've got these obstacles. Al, you got a question?
Yeah, sure. And I said that as far as the negativity and things like that, if I am currently a credit card, I'm taking the credit cards, what's a sign? What's something that I can think of or I can look at that's going to let me know that I do need to do this? I need to review this. Is there a time frame that they've been receiving it for a certain period of time? Or give me some clues here.
Well, before I usually stop into businesses, I like to do a little homework and know something about those businesses. And a big thing that came about actually a while ago was something called PCI compliance, and then the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act of 2003.
All right, I got to stop you there because this was one of our pet peeves we did, and we can't use acronyms.
Okay.
So PCI is?
Payment Card Industry.
All right.
It's just the laws and rules of accepting credit cards. If you're going to accept a credit card, there's just a few guidelines you have to follow.
Do you teach those?
I absolutely do, and it's very complex. There's a full set of encyclopedias on all the rules, and again, like any other thing, there's only certain ones that merchants or business owners are going to actually have to concern themselves with. So we focus in that arena.
Right. As I was going through the notes that we built, there was some stuff about gift card guarantees, something about guaranteeing new customers. What is that all about?
Well, I love seminars. I love to read books. Anything I can do that can help me help you as a business owner, I'm going to read about it and learn about it so that I can better your business, make me look better, make you work out better, and just help everybody. And one of those seminars was a gift card program that showed us how we could guarantee that new customers come in your business monthly and just keep a steady stream of new customers. And the other guarantee that kind of goes hand in hand with this is how we can improve your bottom line by a minimum of $10,000 annually. And there's a lot to that, and I would gladly sit down with any business and discuss those exact details. Really wouldn't want to give away too many of my trade secrets right here because I've been doing this for 7+ years, and I've worked hard to get where I'm at.
So it's definitely a sales kind of a position, but you're teaching people.
Absolutely.
All right, I've got a couple of questions here, and we're trying to get away from all the negative stuff, but I'm looking on here. What if they're not ready to change over to what you're doing?
I've had to actually conquer that on a day-to-day basis. You find a lot of people that have loyalty to their banks and for no other reason that they've just been using that same bank for so long.
Okay.
So they've got Joe or Mary or Bob that they've been talking to for so long, and it's just become a trusted relationship. So I come in and I try to say, okay, well, so you trust them. Let me just take a look at the rates you're processing at. Are you protected under PCI compliance? Are you following all the FACTA laws? We wouldn't want this trusted relationship to cloud any potential problems there could be. So I like to take the time, and whether or not you switch over your service to me, I like to make sure that they're educated and they know certain few things to look out for.
Okay.
So how many businesses do you speak to, and how often do you speak to them?
I usually speak to probably 100+ businesses on a monthly basis. And I just get out there and I go and pay attention. Like if I'm out at the store, if I'm just getting a soda or a lottery ticket or whatever I'm doing, I listen to what's going on around me. I might stop into a business to pick up whatever, whether it's this type of business or that type of business, and I make a few notes. So then, like I said, I'll go back and do my homework to see how can I better help this business. Or I might see a thing they're doing wrong, but I don't want to approach it from a negative approach like that and say, hey, you're doing that all wrong. Let me show you how to do that correctly, because that's not going to go over too well.
Okay. Are there incentives?
Oh, there's all types of incentives for them. And one of the biggest ones is if you're not PCI compliant, you get a letter. And PCI stands for Payment Card Industry. Let me back up on that.
There you go.
Thank you.
I don't want to. And that's actually set up by the Payment Card Industry Security Standards Council, which is American Express, Discover, JCB, MasterCard, and Visa. So what they do say goes. It is the law, so to speak.
So they're writing the law for you.
Right. And if you don't follow those laws, you can get blacklisted on a match or a TMF file. And what this does is stop you from ever being able to accept credit cards under that tax ID number, that business location, your personal social security number is attached, and there's a lot of hoops you have to jump through to get off of that. So it's better to just play ball in their court and go by these simple rules. And it's really nothing too difficult. Just a simple few things you have to do. A lot of businesses don't know they need a self-assessment questionnaire filled out for their business. And what this does is kind of say, you run this type of business, you must do these types of things. So you fill it out, you keep it on file, you let your processing bank, your processor, or your bank know that you've done this. And this will remove, a lot of times there's a PCI non-compliance fee that just gets snuck onto statements. This will remove that simply by doing this questionnaire. And a lot of times your processors won't take the time to point out that you're getting hit with this fee and you could clear it up.
All right. Well, what I'm seeing is the merchants can't do this by themselves. They really need to have a professional working with them. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And like I said, even if you don't process with me, I have no problems coming down and speaking with people in great detail and saying, hey, this is how we protect the economy.
All right, we're going to learn a little bit more on the other side of the break. Thank you, Tracy, for hanging out with us. We are Networking Squared. We'll be right back. It's a lot here.